We Called Them Angels, a stage play written by Ryan Williams French.
This is a world of planes.
The characters are Jeremiah Henson, narrator of the play, adult male in his early 30s. The play is his memory. He ages from 10 to 35 years old.
WIlly Henson, father of the Henson family, ages 30 to 60, World War I veteran, stern demeanor, softens when he tells stories.
Luke Henson, eldest son of the Henson family, ages 18 to mid-20s, charming, extremely likable, somewhat of a dreamer.
Nathan Henson, middle child of the Henson family, all bark, no bite, 14 to 25.
Caroline Henson, mother of the Henson family, early 30s, patient but unafraid to speak her mind, able to hold her own in a house full of men.
Miss Upton, talkative, meddlesome, mid-40s, very pessimistic, the last person you would go to for advice. June, Luke's fiancée, sharp-tongued, intelligent, can't be played for a fool, a city girl born in the South, can be played by same actress who plays Miss Upton.
MC of the Flying Circus, train conductor, Harry S. Truman.
Prologue. Lights up on a young man, Jeremiah. He stands alone, holding a miniature plane in his hand. Behind him is the shadow of a plane, a dilapidated Jenny. Jeremiah addresses the audience.
My family wasn't quite like other families. We didn't own horses or automobiles. No. We took to the sky. We flew planes. I remember as a young boy, my daddy would fly these planes that were so large that I thought they were eagles. Now, he had all kinds of planes. Planes that could fly to the moon and planes that could take you to the past and forward to the future. Planes that flew high and planes that flew low. Planes as small as needles and planes that were larger than Nebraska. The possibilities were limitless. All of my brothers were eager to fly. But me, I just didn't like it. Something about being up in the sky so high away from everything I knew, enveloped in a vast sea of open air where anything could happen. I just had a natural aversion. But my daddy was determined to teach me how to fly. I would learn that flying is the only way that people like us can survive.
Movement 1. Flying Circus. Curtains open to Flying Circus. WIlly, Luke, Jeremiah, and Nathan stand center stage by the plane. The MC addresses the audience.
Ladies and gents, boys and girls, get ready for an amazing presentation. Today we're making history. Now I know y'all seen airplanes in this town before, but today, for the first time, your sky will be filled with Negro pilots. Yes, you heard me right. I said Negro pilots. We have Queen Bess all the way from Atlanta, Texas. She may be small and she may be pretty, but boy, is she fiery when she rides her Jenny. To our right, we have the Darren Hensons. Father and son duo Willie Lightning and Luke the Cannonball Wonder. They have an amazing presentation for us today because Luke is going to do a jump in this very sky. These colored folk are daring, dangerous, and willing to fly in the face of death. Last but not least, coming to us from New York is the Black Eagle of Harlem, Hubert Julian. Quiet down now. Now don't y'all forget to cash some money in the bucket to get a ride with one of these daring pilots at the end of the presentation.
You boys check them gauges?
Yep.
And what about the tank?
It's good.
Luke, remember what I told you. Make a vertical dive and open your chute at 2,500 feet.
You don't have to remind me.
I wouldn't have to remind you if you knew how to listen.
Jimmy Thunderbird always changes his jumps, and the crowd loves it.
You ain't Jimmy Thunderbird. You my boy. And as long as you ride with me, you do as I say. You hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. Vertical dive, open her up, 2,500 feet.
You through wiping them windows?
Uh-uh.
Nate, when you finish, go sit by your mama.
I don't like sitting by Mama. You know she always gets nervous and acts all dramatic. It's embarrassing.
That's why you need to sit with her.
Jeremiah can keep her company. Can I go bet?
You got money to bet.
No, I was gonna ask you for some change.
Then I guess the answer's no. Go sit by your mama.
Oh my God! Look at Bessie go! Let's watch Bessie come down the show line here. She puts that nose down. Now she's going right back up, climbing up 150, 200, 275 feet, hanging by her seatbelt.
Willie puts on his goggles, followed by Luke. They both wave at the crowd. Luke opens the cockpit and both enter. Nathan and Jeremiah walks away to join Caroline in seating.
Hey, boys. Say hi to Miss Upton.
Greetings, Miss Upton.
Good morning, fellas. How are you today?
I'm good, thank you.
It's always a pleasure to see you two boys. I'm sure it won't be long before y'all be flying planes like your father and your brother.
Yes, ma'am.
Boy, talk when Miss Upton addresses you.
Oh, it's fine. I had two boys myself. I know they aren't as much of the talking sort as us ladies. Speaking of which, did you know Bessie Coleman out here today?
Mama, you got any binoculars?
No, I left them at home. I thought I told you about forgetting them.
It's fine. He can use mine.
Miss Upton hands Jeremiah her binoculars.
What was I talking about?
I'm not too sure. My mind been on this show.
Oh, yes, child, that Bessie woman. You know she's 30, right?
No, she looked good for her age.
30 years old and she ain't got no children and no husband? Girl, I tell you what, it don't make no sense she out here flying planes.
Well, I guess to each her own.
I hear you on that, but she need to start running around like she's some wild man and start working on being the respectful woman God made her to be. She actually a nice-looking woman. You gotta look real close to tell, because she always wearing pants and boots. But it wasn't no more than a couple years ago, her plane done crashed and she broke 3 of her ribs and a leg.
Please, Miss Upton, I don't need you to remind me of how dangerous it is up there, knowing both my husband and child about to be flying in a few minutes.
Girl, I'm sorry. You know I'm only speaking the truth.
Yes, well, the truth ain't what I need to hear right now. Jeremiah, hand me my fan.
Jeremiah collects the fan from under the seat and hands it over to Caroline. Caroline begins fanning herself.
Lord, it's hot today.
Not really. I think you just nervous. Honey, I would be too if I was you. That's why I know I couldn't marry no pilot. I got me a deacon, a good God-fearing man. You a brave woman. Your husband and son asking for death every day. I don't know why anybody would want to fly anyway. You ask me, and I tell you I feel just fine here with my 2 feet placed on solid ground. I ain't got to fly to get where I'm going.
Sounds like we headed in different directions.
Where you think I'm headed? I came here to support the show. I prayed about it, and the Lord done tell me to come out here in good faith.
I'd appreciate it if you could quiet down. In good faith. Willie and Luke on the runway now.
Caroline, Miss Upton, Nathan, and Jeremiah watch the show from their seats. They watch enthusiastically, Caroline with great difficulty.
Coming out on the field are the daring Hensons, stunt baron Willie Lightning and his son Luke, the Cannonball Wonder. Looks like they are taking course for flight. Willie Lightning is beginning nicely with a clean takeoff. His nose is going straight up, 400, 500, 600 feet. Oh, and it looks like they're doing a barrel roll. Now that was a clean roll. The Hensons are noted for the gracefulness of their turns and often, oh, would you look at that? We have a knife edge, everybody. That was one of the cleanest flips I've seen with my 2 eyes. Looks like they're going in for the finale. What we've all been waiting for, the triple jump. Look at Luke, the Cannonball Wonder. There he goes, jumping out that plane. When is that boy gonna open his parachute? Holy shit, look at him go! It don't look like his parachute is working. Oh my God, oh my God! Well, I'll be damned. That boy opened his chute at 1,000 feet. Closest jump I ever seen.
Scene. Movement 2. Dance of the Birds. Lights up on Luke and Jeremiah. Luke is cleaning and doing maintenance work on the plane. Jeremiah sits stage right, writing in his journal. A young woman by the name of June enters the scene. She is wearing a vibrant yellow seersucker dress and carries a handbag filled with letters. Luke ignores her presence.
I thought you did well at the show last week.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
What's your name?
My name is June. And yours?
You already know my name. You came to the show.
Not much of a gentleman. You got a funny family. My daddy tell me that all the time. He say it don't make no sense for them niggas to be flying planes in a circus. And sometimes I believe him.
Girl, what you want?
Nothing from you. I do as my mama say and come over here to drop off an invitation for Miss Caroline for Susan's wedding. I just wanted to let you know you did good on my way back, but I should have saved my breath.
You ain't gotta beat a man down like that.
Ain't nobody beating a man down.
Well, you done? Are you here for something else?
Who do you think you talking to?
I don't know. But if you ain't afraid to come up here with me, maybe I'll find out.
Boy, you ain't got no manners.
Never said I did. You like good boys.
You sure do talk a lot for someone who got a little show for it.
How you know what I got to show? Go on now. Get home to daddy.
Don't mind if I do. I don't have to go to the circus to find mine.
Luke climbs out of the cockpit and approaches June.
That man you talking about who works at the circus is also a veteran. He served in the war.
I know what WIlly Henson did, and I have a lot of respect for that. You're the one who started out the conversation as if you had no sense. We get what we give.
But thank you for the lesson, Miss June. I must say that I am enamored.
You're welcome, Luke the Cannonball Wonder.
I told you. You already knew my name.
That wasn't right what you did.
What you mean?
Jumping out of that plane like that? Waiting as long as you did to open the parachute?
Jimmy Thunderbird does it all the time.
You're not Jimmy Thunderbird. You're Luke Henson. The show would have been much easier to watch if you wasn't begging for so much attention.
There you go. Beat me down again.
I'm not beating you down. I was impressed. But you have to remember, when you jump out of the plane, it's not just you up there. There's a whole bunch of folk who actually care about you watching. And to them, you are worth more than the dollar Jimmy Thunderbird chasing after.
There's lots of ways to make money. I don't need to jump out of a plane for that.
Then why do you do it?
Would you like to join me on a ride? Find out? Bet you never been on a plane before.
No, I haven't. But I gotta get back home to Daddy. I don't know how my pops would feel about me flying in a plane alone, unannounced, with Luke the Cannonball Wonder.
Nathan enters carrying a toolbox. He takes notice of June and smiles. Nathan addresses Luke.
I found the torque in the back of the barn. You still working on the exhaust?
Yeah. I was about to offer Miss June here a tour around the city.
But I have to get going. Nice meeting you. You boys be safe.
June exits.
You couldn't find a better time to bring the torch.
Where's Jeremiah? He's supposed to be out here helping.
Nathan takes notice of Jeremiah, who sits stage right. Jeremiah sits quietly writing in a journal.
What the hell are you doing?
Staying out of trouble and minding my own business?
Helping us work on the exhaust is your business. Give me that shit.
No!
Sit your little punk ass down.
Why you always starting something?
'Cause you're ugly and I ain't got nothing else to do.
Nathan reads Jeremiah's journal with great difficulty.
In the blue skies, there are birds soaring through the atmosphere. What the hell is this? I can't even read this crap.
That's because your ass can't read.
That's 'cause your ass can't read. Shut up, you fairy.
Nathan shoves Jeremiah to the ground.
Leave Jeremiah alone. He ain't studying you.
You always gotta get in the way of us having a good time.
Nobody having a good time but you.
Luke, stop talking to me like your pops.
Take this. Go find something to do with it.
Luke hands Nathan 50 cents.
What kind of crap is that? Luke gotta pay my ass to keep me from trying you?
You don't want the money?
Nathan quickly grabs the money from Luke's hand and runs off stage with it.
How many times I gotta remind you? You gonna have to stick up for yourself someday.
Nobody asked for your help.
If I didn't come, you'd be crying right now.
Taking notice of Jeremiah's notebook.
What's this anyway?
Not yours.
You have no idea how much patience it takes to put up with you. Well, we was wondering where you was this morning. Would have been nice to have you around for the test flight.
I hate flying in the morning. It makes me nauseous.
I thought you got over that by now.
Ain't no getting over what you fear most.
Stop being melodramatic. Whether you like it or not, the family business is flying circus.
Planes haven't been around forever. I'll figure something out.
Don't you know we could always fly?
I'm not as dumb as I look.
Ain't nobody said you was dumb.
Swear.
Now, you know how I feel about swearing.
Then, pinky promise.
Are you serious? All right. I pinky promise.
So? They had powers or what?
No, not powers. They had wings.
You not fooling me?
I promise. They say back in Africa, peoples had wings and could fly.
How you know? You ain't been to Africa.
Mr. Kelly say so.
Why you gonna believe him? He always talking foolishness.
Not everything he say is foolish. He don't make sense half the time, but if you take what he say with a grain of salt, you know he be speaking the truth.
More like half-truth. Mama say he a fool. And what about that time Mr. Kelly say he talked to a tiny man in the fields?
Will you just quiet and listen? Like I said, they had wings. Africa was the land of milk and honey. Oh, don't look at me like that. You see, in Africa, they had tribes and clans.
Luke wraps his head in the cleaning rag and pulls his stick from the ground, doing his best to appear tribal. As Luke speaks, shadows appear in the background and reenact the story.
What's a tribe?
A tribe is a group of people, sometimes kin, or just a community with the same set of beliefs and cultural traditions.
Like what?
If you're quiet and listen, you'll find out. These tribes and clans had kings and queens, princes and princesses, warriors and musicians. They get together and dance from sun up to sundown to the beat of the drums. Some say the drums were the pulses of their hearts. They danced so hard that they would be filled with the Spirit of God. God would listen as they praised Him. And they were free. Not like we is. I mean really free. Alive. They were so free that they could use their wings to fly away from Earth.
I ain't heard of no one flying with wings around here.
That's because things done changed. When the white man discovered Africa, a lot of things changed. Some of the peoples lost their faith, forgot they had wings. Something about being in chains made them forget that they could fly. Most of them lost their wings. But there was a small group of them, all of them from the same place. They called them the Flying Igbo people. They thought their tribe was so important that they weren't gonna give up on their wings. So when they got here to America, they up and flew away from the plantations right in front of their masters.
Where'd they go?
Some say back to Africa. Others say into the ocean to rest with the ones that didn't make it overseas.
I don't like the sound of that.
It don't matter if you like it. What matters is that you know it's history. That's why you ought to stop being afraid of flying with Pops.
Flying a plane isn't the same as having wings. When you in a plane, you don't know what's gonna happen. Plane could blow up any minute or fall out of the sky.
Jerry, don't nobody we know done blown up in the sky. Heck, it's more dangerous down here for us than it is up there. You see, when you in the sky, you're free. Nothing to hold you down. Nobody to tell you what you can and what you can't do. Who you can and who you can't be. Just be you, the sun, the sky, the clouds, and the air. That's freedom. Sometimes when I'm flying, me and the plane become one. I give in to her, and I'm at peace with the world. That's why I told Mama and Daddy I'm joining the Air Corps. They say they're going to let Negroes come join in March. I ain't going to be no stuntman like Daddy flying in a circus. Don't nobody respect that. You see how he get off that plane? People still call him nigger. I figure I joined the Air Corps for a few years and come back and be a hero. Ain't that what America like? A hero? Get me the respect I deserve. Marry me a nice girl. Get a house. Own a ranch with planes like Pops. Only I'ma have a bunch of them.
That'll be nice. I want to get out of here myself.
You only 12. Where you trying to go?
North, for school. Then out west, when I'm finished, because it got ocean and sun. I want to go to college so I can learn aviation and design plane models.
Really?
Yeah. I've been drawing some up already. I always dream about planes, but I don't like to get on them.
Is that what you hiding in that book of yours?
Yeah.
Can I take a look?
I don't want to show anyone.
Come on, you know I'm not trying you.
All right, but don't tell Nathan or Pops.
Jeremiah hands Luke his notebook. Luke turns through pages of the notebook.
And you say you don't like to fly.
Scene.